story begins as I am thinking about earning some money overseas, and I have just passed a test as a contract worker, as a hookout for Europe. My country is Denmark. I am to be taken to Denmark from Sri Lanka to India, from India to Denmark, but the contract I signed was as a slave, as a trans woman, from male to female, transgender I am, and I was being given hormones to face the test, and they were expecting me to provide milk for them in Denmark. I am being taken. The mistress had threatened me on phone for me to be really obedient to the two guards, the two elite guards who would be transporting me safely on a flight towards Denmark, and I was terrified. I was given hormone syringes on my left shoulder several times, as I am to be breathed off to give milk from my breasts each time they requested it, for they have a farm in Denmark and a huge factory of hookahs. I would be one of them, and my breast will be used for milking. I start praying, so much scared. I started to pray, and I started to ask the Lord God to help me, for I had signed a contract not knowing what type of trap I'll be falling into. But now there was no way out. I had to be obedient. I had to keep my senses. I had to be okay without being terrified all the way this journey would take me. For I knew this journey would take me towards my end, and my end was death. I always knew it. On this flight, it was a private flight that I was being taken, because I could not be taken in public flights. So the mistress would spend 3,000 euros to get me to Denmark and do her work for her, to provide milk for her factory. This factory provides human milk powder, which they extract from our breast milk, and they sell it for millions of dollars. So I was subject to this. I pleaded, please don't hurt me. I just want to go back to my country. But they insisted, now it's too late for you. Your destiny has been decided. While I was pleading for mercy, immediately one of the elite guards took her syringe of hormones to inject me for my breast enlargement on the way, and she injected me with that hormones. It was so painful that I could not bear it. I was hoping that I would be able to run out of the airport of Denmark, but they would not. Later, I never knew that they would handcuff me. After the vaccination, I fell unconscious. In pain, I fell unconscious for about an hour and a half, and within that hour and a half, they had hijacked all of my belongings. My bag, my purse, my passport were in their hands, and all my clothes. Whatever clothes they would offer me hereafter, I would have to wear. until I met my mistress in Denmark, until the flight was over. And almost when the flight was coming to an end, for a landing, I started to gain my conscience back and slowly wake up. So until then, I was fallen fast asleep unconscious, only hoping for some entity to come and help me out in this misery. After that, I started gaining my conscience back again, and I realized that I was alone just for a moment. The elite guards had left the cabin just for a moment. Soon at that moment, when I had gained my conscience back, I could hear the pilot announce that they had arrived at Denmark and they were just about to land on the runway, and that the temperature out there in the country was -4 degrees. I was never able to ever bear any cold weather, even in Sri Lanka, so I knew that I won't be able to bear that weather, -4 degrees. So I requested the elite guard to help me, but they would not. Instead, they told me that you would have to bear the cold weather until you meet your mistress out there in the airport, and that she would give me some clothes if necessary, and they would escort me to her, handcuff me, and take me to her car. So be it. As they handcuffed me and they was taking me roughly through the cold weather, they pulled me along with them. I could feel the wind hitting my face and my dress blowing away in the wind. And I was so embarrassed to see myself handcuffed, taking me so quickly a walk towards the car, and I couldn't bear the cold. My fingers were paining. As soon as they reached the car, one of the elite guards, they forced me into the car, and I could see the staring mistress at me, ordering one of the elite guards to point a gun at me to keep me terrified and obedient until I made it through the journey to the farm.